Today, Raven and I are going out and we're filming her longboarding. What's going on, guys? Zach here from PremiumBeat.com. We're gonna be talking about whip pans, which is like my favorite transition in the world, and how you can utilize this like motion blur type effect into a lot of your transitions that you're gonna utilize. There's a few different ways you can do this, and so I'm gonna talk about how you can do it on set, so while filming, and how to do it in post-production. Okay, so the first way, the boom is in the shot. Okay, the first way to do this is the practical way, how to do it on set when you're filming, and it's super simple. Basically, whenever you're filming a scene, just make sure you capture additional coverage of the camera going left, right, really fast. Now, you'll probably get a little bit of like, if you're shooting on an A7S like myself, you'll get some rolling shutter, but I don't think it really matters. The whole concept of, the whole reason why you're utilizing a whip pan is to disorientate the audience and to make them kind of hop out real quick and then hop back into it. Rolling shutter for me is never really an issue. I don't mind it that much. But if you want to make this effect like a little bit more crazy and cool and more immersive for whatever you're filming, what I would recommend is actually planning it into your coverage. So for instance, you could start the shot by whipping into it and then finish the shot by whipping out of it, because then if you have that in the back of your mind, you can actually do a series of shots that utilize this format as a way to like blend themselves together. So you don't necessarily have to cut into a whip pan, you can have it part of your shot. So what I'll do sometimes is I'll shoot at like a higher frame rate, like a 60 frames per second, and then I'll whip into the shot, find my frame, and then whip out of it, and then we can kind of do like a time ramp in and out. So it's a really great way to blend your coverage with another shot and actually make a full seamless sequence. And you can do this with like a series of shots too. It doesn't have to be like one into one other, it can be one into every single other one, and they can just kind of blend seamlessly. It's a really great montage tool. This boom here, right here, just keeps somehow migrating into the shot. I'm like, I don't know if you guys are watching the video and this thing's slowly creeping in. Dang boom. Ghost boom. Like, is it just slowly? You know what? Look at this. I'm gonna fix this right now. Okay, now that we've fixed that, let's get back into the tutorial. Now let's go into post and talk about how to achieve this in post-production. There's about 2 or 3 different ways you can do this that are really simple. The first way is a kind of a fun way to do it, and it's by speeding up either the beginning or the end of your shot. So let's say you have a little bit longer of a clip, but you want to whip into it, and you know there's a bit of camera movement to it. So what I'll do sometimes is I'll cut maybe, let's say, 3 seconds out of the beginning of the clip or 4 seconds out of the beginning of the clip, and then I will time ramp it. So within that 4-second chunk that I've cut, I'll speed it up by like 400%. And then when you press play, you're gonna get this effect. And same goes for the ending. You can exit a shot the same way. So same way as you enter it, just by speeding up that clip like crazy fast. You can even go faster than 400 if it isn't giving you enough movement. The next one is actually animating your shot. So what you can do is by taking the clip that you want to like whip pan into, take the first part of that clip, and then what you're going to do is you're gonna animate the clip. So I'm gonna scale it right in, and then in my effects panel, I'm going to animate and keyframe the positioning. So I'm gonna move it all the way over to, let's say, the left side of the frame. And then I'm gonna keyframe the position all the way to the right side of the frame. So if we press play, we see it kind of animating across. Looks super cheesy. I want you to go into your effects bin and grab directional blur. What you're gonna do with this now is you're going to apply your directional blur, make the direction go into a horizontal motion, and then just like expand it so it's like a super blurry image. Now we watch it, looks pretty cool, and what I'll do is I'll actually just move my keyframe markers a little bit closer, and therefore when we watch the clip back, it just zooms right by and we've created a digital whip pan. That sounds like some sort of like production company. This is digital whip pan. And then finally is the way of actually kind of incorporating the two, which is cutting into a whip pan. So let's say you have footage of just the camera kind of moving around, you have some like additional B-roll, maybe you like just set the camera down accidentally while you were filming and you have like that blur. I have a catalog of a bunch of shots in my like sort of tool belt that I can use for that, and I'd say just start piling up your whip pans in different locations. find that moment where the camera whips, so find like a 2-second clip or a 1-second clip, then drag and drop that into your timeline between the 2 shots that you want to cut in between, and now you have a sort of a post-production plus production hybrid of the two, which creates the same effect. At the end of the day, it is how you can edit your sequences better to make it more immersive, so when the audience is watching it, they feel a lot more immersed into the universe that you're building and less distance. Now, this is a way to kind of jump between shots, but if you do it properly, it should make the audience feel like the 2 shots or scenes are seamless, as opposed to cutting in and out between each other. It can build a lot of energy, it can build excitement, it can also make it feel a lot more organic, so I'd recommend playing around with it a lot more, experimenting with whip pans, whether it's speeding it up or adding in a blurry image. And that is it. If you guys want to take a look at more tutorials, I recommend giving PremiumBeat a subscribe. There's a lot of really great content on there from some super dope creators. If you like following me, you can follow me on the Instagrams at ZachRamlin. Love to see your face there. If you have any questions regarding this tutorial, you can message me on there, and I would love to answer any sort of questions you have about filmmaking, whatever. Happy editing, keep making some great stuff. I'll see you guys next time.